Alright. Let me make sure I got all my stupid junk set up here. This looks fine. Everything looks good. Mic's on, volume's on. I can probably crank up Taelin's volume here a little bit. Alright. Hello. This is the AVIANART group stages. We have Taelin and Lanabean playing some Invertacrismizer tonight. I am joined by no one, because no one wants to calm, so I'm just going to do this solo. That's fine. It'll be alright. Everything's fine. So I'll let them know that we're good to go. So we should be getting started here momentarily. Kicking off here in about 10 seconds. Alright, got a little ace. We got a glove already. Look at that. Alright, we got a little async here. Heck yeah, let's go. We're gonna pause Lana here for a few seconds. Let Taelin get their glove. Alright, we have Divergence already. Lana going with bush strats, Taelin going with signpost strats to get those bomb poles. Both methods working just fine. Let's see what we got in Hype Cave. We got a bottle. Fairy in a bottle is actually pretty nice this early. And a sword, and a mushroom, and a moon pearl, and another bottle. Well, we're all good to go. What else do we need? Lana immediately saving and quitting. Taelin gonna go for the Stumpy over to chest gameplay. Hopefully try and pick up some rupees. Oh, Lana just booking it right into Skull Woods. No fear. Taelin picking up an ice rod. Not the money you wanted. I'm not sure where Taelin's going here. Oh, don't do it, Taelin. Taelin, don't do it, no! Oh, the nice spike ball greeting Lana on the drop down in Skull Woods. Very fun. Alright, Taelin managing to farm that single rupee in a bush. So gets to play the arrow game a few times here. And a shield already. Lana's thrilled, I'm sure. Ooh, a bow on the digging game. We'll take that. Oh, I guess both players already have boots as well. This is a starting boots mode. Taelin trying to refill his coffers. The game not really cooperating. Hello, AVIANART, with a party of 9. Welcome to Invertacrismizer. Just getting started over here. Fire rod. Nice. Excellent. We have our first Triforce piece. I wish I had somewhere on the tracker to keep track of that. I don't think I do. Can I maybe I'll do this. Hold on. We'll keep track that way. Powder on Taelin's side. So what's going to be the one item that eludes us this time? What is Invertacrismizer? Well, that's a great question. Invertacrismizer is, it's a mode that's a bunch of other modes mashed together. So it's inverted. It's also has the ludicrous speed base, which means that all major progression items have 4 times as many copies in the world. So there are 4 hammers, there are 4 flutes, there are 4 lamps, there are 8 bows, 8 gloves, 16 swords, and it's an all dungeon seed, and then there is also Animizer tacked on top of that. And mirror shields? Ugh, we wish. The spike ball there in the most terrific place. As always, feel free to let me know if I mistrack something, because it gets hard to keep track sometimes. Both players in a bit of a hairy situation here. Lanabean unfortunately getting nicked by the Octorok. Taelin gotta be careful here, because these skulls are nasty. Taelin smartly remembering that you do not need to bomb. Because this is Animizer, so all the bosses are shuffled. Lana gonna take those flippers she got from Skull Woods. Gonna go into Ice Palace. This is... say, it's a little spicy considering we have no magic, but I appreciate the gusto.
Well, what do we have here?
Oh, hello. We are joined by Adalor. See, I found a comm. I told you I would. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Just finished my plot hunt against Norse Kamati, and I'm like, hang out and do a little commentary. Why not?
Why not? So, yeah, we're only about 8 minutes in here, and, we're in go mode, so that's...
Yeah. I mean, Invertacrismizer is like, it's effectively always go mode. You just go fast, find the things.
Taelin has, exactly enough bombs to do this.
Oh, this will be spicy. don't mess up. Good.
Just gotta hit this last one. Oh no!
Oh no! We threw it too early.
I would have just tanked it. I think I would have taken the bomb hit and just walked right into him.
Yeah. At that point, just hold it. Just make sure it explodes on the face. Yeah.
Well, at least it's easy to get back to.
Yeah, it's not a terrible boss room to get to.
A lot of finding silvers already.
Silver on catfish.
Alright, Taelin going into Skullwoods now. We'll pick up those flippers. Also has the fire rod, so Taelin will be able to go to the back if he wants and test his mettle against another boss.
Nice early pearl in these two, just looking for a hammer or a glove now for light world access.
Yeah, I'm feeling like this seed wants us to go into pod. Given we have a bow already and flipper access to get over there. I didn't catch what the boss was in Skullwoods here. I know Taelin checked the map.
Lanabean doing archery for some cash, as you like to do in inverted.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Taelin has a fairy in the bottle at least, so that should help a little bit here. Yeah, I need to pick up a little bit more magic. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the arrow game. I don't know if it's off. It might be off timing a little bit.
I think we've been in there more than 3 cycles, so the timing's off. Yeah. You can only reliably use the spot for 3 rounds, at which point the hands move slightly faster, so they eventually kind of get to where the cycle is completely blocking the save spot.
Right.
And Lana doesn't seem to realize that. Eat it. Or go for the 99.
Go for the 99.
Man, I can never pull up the 99. It's crazy.
Again, appreciate the effort.
I got enough for dig game. That's at least okay.
Yeah, we should... Well, so Taelin did dig game earlier, and dig game was not particularly kind with refunding rupees.
Oh, gives you a 20 right off the bat.
I would pick that 20 up.
I mean, that's the 20 prize, so we'll get that.
Oh, right, yeah, that'll stay.
Right, so does Lanabean have better luck with the digs? There's a 20 there, okay.
Taelin also has silvers. I must have missed where that got picked up, but thankfully that makes this fight, which is otherwise extremely annoying.
Oh yeah, Armos and Moth's room is terrible. Nice shield.
Much easier. Ooh. But hey, that's 1 dungeon down.
Out of all of them.
Alright, this looks like Lana making the pod play. I don't know why Taelin decided to check this chest, because I'm pretty sure he got both items from Soulwoods already.
Yeah, I think so. There was the flipper in the one, and then
And
Moth
Moth was the
drop.
shield, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 2. Yeah,
Just a miscount there, I guess.
it happens.
It's like
With how many
Taelin
different
gonna
modes.
go sequence break the mountain here.
I don't hate it.
Oh, never mind. Taelin has a lamp. It's not a sequence break at all.
Oh, you do have a lamp. Well, that works too. Yeah, there's a glove visible on bumper ledge there.
Is this compass shuffle? I thought you started with all compasses in this mode, or am I thinking one of the other modes?
Oh yeah, well, I guess yeah. You start with compasses. That's right. So there is an extra item in every.
Oh,
dungeon,
right.
castle.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so there is one more in Skull.
That's what I get for not reading the rules.
Yeah, every one of these modes is a little different, so sometimes you lose track of it. It's fine. I didn't remember either, so I had to be reminded.
I have to reread the rules for the modes every time I play one.
Yeah, I have to remember I'm not forgetting something. As long as I just gotta. My strategy is to continue playing Pot Hunt. And I never have to remember how to play it.
Listen, that's where I'm at too. That mode I know.
Yes. A lot
Nothing
of
against the other
castle
modes.
guards.
They're all fun, but I definitely have a affinity for Pot Hunt for sure.
Yeah. I was getting into it a little bit before this tournament was even announced. So when they came up with the mode details and everything, I'm like, oh, I am ready for true Pot Hunt. I have prepared for this. Give it to me.
That was the mode when I saw this tournament was announced. That's what made me join it in the first place. I was like, oh, the other modes sound neat, but I want to play this. So
Yes.
all right, Taelin picking up a red cane from the old man.
First, Samaria.
Looks like Lana also has a cape. So we'll go ahead and mark that on the tracker. Let's see, anything else I'm missing? No, I think that's it.
Taelin spotted a sword in Speck Rock Cave. We'll take that.
Sure. Alright, let's see. There's gotta be a hammer and pod, right? Or another glove.
Big key. Just a bunch of castle guards, that's all. Castle guards everywhere.
Head to the back and get that guaranteed spike ball on the pod bridge.
Yeah, you know. Or the big yellow spike, either way. Yeah, the little bouncy one or the big yellow one.
Lana's got a cape, it's easy now.
Yeah, a spiky thing on Pod Crumble Bridge. That's just standard enemy shuffle behavior.
Alright, Taelin got a couple more mountain checks up here.
Okay. Oh, there's a red Igor up here. Okay. Well,
Nothing to mess us up.
yeah.
Like a bomb jump.
Taelin's got a book and Super Bunny.
Oh,
Mirror Shield.
Mirror Shield. Get your Mirror Shields in chat.
Heck yeah. I'm a proud member of that Mirror Shielders Club.
I kind of waffle back and forth depending on my mood.
₹20. And small key. Alright, we got one key in Hellway, so we'll skip that.
Not a whole lot in pod yet, actually, other than
No.
that Mirror Shield, which, I mean, obviously is very important, but...
Oh, we're checking Hellway. Is it not a key? Or you have a 5 key front? Am I miscounted? It's a key. I thought so. I guess if you're gonna go back and hammer jump from this direction. Sure,
So I'm just
whatever.
gonna go ahead and knock out Agatower while he's up here, which that seems fine. This is Dark World access that we can. I mean, this could be our logical Dark World access.
Yeah, inverted does do this a lot more often than not inverted. Like, it just the restrictiveness of the world leads to seeds that just kind of want you to do Aga for light world access. And we do have a pearl, so just gotta.
Yeah.
This will get us in there and get a lot of stuff to do.
Get to do everything in Light World, basically. Ooh, watch out for those bomb slugs.
Bomb slugs, terrifying. They do way too much of it. Ooh, Lanabean got hit by something there in the darkness.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Enemizer, doing Dark Rooms and Enemizer is always a risky business.
Very sketchy, yeah. Yeah, you gotta think carefully about whether you want to commit to it.
I'm not sure where Taelin grabbed that lamp that Lana doesn't have.
I didn't see it either. Yeah.
Might have been farther in Thieves Town, because Lana unfortunately took a death in the attic and then bailed.
He is headed back over here. See if they go for another shot in the thieves. Looks like it. No, run across. Oh,
I don't
have money
yeah, I don't think
for
they
money for
checked-
chess game now.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a powder there. Nice. That is a wrinkle of this mode, not having money from like prizes. You have to go get it yourself, or like stun prize or whatever. Like it's gonna be hard to find.
I mean, you can always beeline for the arrow shop, right? Because you start with 19, and you can always farm a single rupee in the bush outside of the arrow game.
You just need one lucky rupee from the bushes, and then you can go archery.
But having that powder is actually very nice in this mode for this particular reason, because anti-fairies are everywhere.
Big yellow spikes we're gonna get through on narrow passageways. There you go.
Wow, Master Sword kill on the Hinox, very impressive.
Round 2 against Elmasar. Actually, this
is Lana's round 1.
Okay, right.
A few more bombs than Taelin, so I think I just gotta hit one more here. Oh no, that was it.
That
Good.
Silver,
easy.
One arrow to the face and done.
So that'll be Lana's first crystal. Well, or pendant. I guess it's a pendant in this case, but you know, we don't really care that much. And another mushroom.
Extra mushrooms. See what can RNG Aghanim give us today. Pretty good so far. Already into a max of 7 blue balls possible.
I think Lana's gonna go
very
back
nice
and do the boss of Skullwoods as well. Lana did not have a fire rod the first time they came back here. It'll be interesting to see how Taelin decides to route Light World now, because I never know how to route Light World in Inverted.
Oh wait, does Invertacrismizer zero the RNG on Aga?
I think it does. Some of the modes do that. I think
it does. Yeah. Okay. I checked.
0 blue balls and 0 Ganon warps. I think.
Yeah. Best RNG for those 2 fights.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. There was no suspense there. I was counting for no reason.
All right. Red mail from Uncle.
Our last armor upgrade. What else we got here? Another mushroom.
All right, that's 3 out of 4. Can we get the full set of mushrooms here?
4-pack of mushrooms. Give 1 to the potion shop and keep the other 3 for ourselves.
Taelin does not want to do Hyrule Castle. Hates Hyrule Castle.
Understandable. It is not a dungeon that you have to complete for the purposes of all dungeons. So
it's true.
Until all of your hammers are in castle.
Right.
That'd be funny.
There's going to be something. Only logical hookshot in Zelda's cell or something.
Yeah. The other 3 are just like stuck behind it. There's just 3 hookshots. 3 hookshots in Hookshot Cave. 1 in the cell. Just to be funny.
Hey, if you give the mushroom to the witch and then you find another one, do you get a mushroom?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Bonus ice rod.
Nice roller. Alright, so we're gonna go... Yeah, I mean, Eastern's clearable, so... Well, maybe. We don't know what the boss in Eastern is, but...
True, if we run into a...
I think Argus is the only thing we can't kill.
Yeah, just Argus would be a problem.
Trinex would be a little suspect too. Well, never mind. Now it's easy.
Yeah, we're fine. Third sword. We're good.
Let's say, without half magic and no hammer, Master Sword Trinex might be a little sketchy, but nope, we're good.
Yeah.
Alright, Lana picking up dungeon number 2. Lana also going back in for that map.
Any of those rooms with like a covered part of it below a walkway, or just like Enemizer can just do silly things.
Yep.
You're ever dashing where you can't see, you can run into like a skull pod or something, and you're like, okay, thanks, game. Another book for Taelin. Looks like Lana's headed for Ice Palace now.
Yeah, Lana dipped into Ice Palace very early, but did not have any magic, unfortunately. But now we can do some stuff in here. This is... I think it's still an interesting play. But... because Lana doesn't have the cane either, so that makes this a little... less enticing.
Yeah.
But Lana also still doesn't have that lamp. I really don't know where Taelin picked that up, so that's probably restricting what she's doing at the moment. There it is.
There's a hammer in Eastern Palace. So far as we know, required, or still required the Aghanim kill. We'll see if we find the others anywhere.
I don't think there were too many other checks left. I guess unless there's a hammer in Ice Palace here.
Oof, that's a rough room for the icebreaker room. They're immediately shot by Beamos.
Yeah.
That's just one of the worst rooms in an enemy shuffle in the entire game, because it's an ice room, and there are like 6 or 7 sprites in that room. It's way too many.
Yes.
It's not even a big room. It's just, yeah, it's terrible. It's also not a kill room, so you can get stuff like Beamos, and 3 dungeon chickens, though. It's kind of cool. I've had, like, triple Lionel combos in that room. It's just awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of nasty stuff that can show up there.
Your big chest, fire rod. It's hard to be excited about items in this mode sometimes. You're like, oh, it's another fire rod.
The first 10 minutes is so exciting, and then after that, it's just...
Yeah.
Where's that flute that I need? Alright, where's the key? Which one of these guys has the key? There it is.
Yeah. So many fire snakes.
I don't know if Taelin checked the map or not, but hopefully this is not an Argus.
I didn't see if she did. Or he did, sorry. We'll get a look in a moment. Lanabean opting not to Ice Palace bomb jump.
On 2 hearts, I do not blame her.
And without a hammer to clear the dungeon.
Nice room.
Gotta activate the Armos statues to even burn them. Can't just walk in and bombos immediately.
Having an early medallion is actually super nice in Enemizer, because it makes rooms like this just a lot simpler.
Yeah. What we got back here? It's Cold Stare.
Alright, that's beatable. This is a crystal. Ice Palace, also a crystal.
Two puffs down, one more. Oh, careful. For red, those shouldn't be too bad. You can take another hit or two. Chill Penguin looks different, yeah.
For a boomerang.
Red boomerang.
Lana picking up a Master Sword.
Yep.
Lana really needs to find a lamp, I think.
Yeah. I'm guessing the big key is in iced tea.
Seems likely. Taelin gonna go do pod now with that hammer. Yeah, this makes Taelin was not in pod yet, I don't think, so this is not gonna find anything in here.
Oh, here, never mind.
Big key must have been on right side.
Must have, yeah, it's hammer locked. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty good play for Taelin here. You could just go do a one trip through pod and be done with it.
Yep. Before wasting a bunch of time doing overworld checks. Get the dungeons out of the way.
Yeah.
Alright, this looks like back into Thieves Town, so maybe this is where that lamp was.
That should hopefully push Lana up the mountain, because we've still, as far as we've seen, we need to go do Aga to get light world access.
It looks like that's the case, because I'm trying to think of if there are any Dark World checks that they could have done that they didn't, and I don't think so at this point.
Yeah,
I think
I don't think
everything's
there's a lot
been
left.
covered.
If anything, yeah.
I wonder if Taelin, because the big key was on right side, so I wonder if Taelin's just going to go to Helma, or whatever the boss is in here, and then just leave it.
Ooh, that's a Trinex. Yeah.
Well, we can beat that.
Not bad. Got the rods and a third sword, which should
Yeah.
be fine with that. Just don't go too crazy with your magic usage, and it's not a problem.
Okay, so that was where the lamp was. It was in the Maiden Cell in Thieves Town.
In the cell, yeah.
So that's just unfortunate that Lana took that early death in Thieves, otherwise she would have had that.
Yeah.
But that should get her into Light World pretty soon here. Alright, Taelin gonna go clear the back. I suppose there could be something in the Dark Maze too, because I don't know if Lana checked everything in there before taking the death. There it is. Oh no! I thought that was. It looked like that was good to me.
Yeah, I thought so too. Sometimes it's hard to see through the internet whether the pixels are good.
That looks right.
One more down. There
No.
you go. Nope,
There,
one up.
that
There you
looks
go.
good. Ether. Alright, sure.
Now, what'll always kill it is if there's just like a flying enemy on the tile that you can't get rid of. It's like, well,
Yeah.
that messes up your bomb jump every time. Enemy shuffle things.
Shovel. Great.
Nice. That's what we want to see.
And the blue boomerang. Alright, so what do we got? A major item is outstanding. Hookshot, mirror, flute still are the big ones. And another glove. Although another glove is slightly less important in inverted.
Powder's great to have an enemy shuffle because the game likes to put anti-fairies all over the place.
Sure does.
Lana's got her third sword now.
And I just gotta climb the mountain again, do although Lana will probably check the Super Pony stuff first. Finally picking up a blue mail, which definitely a welcome sight in this mode. There you go, just bombos it. Although, using that Bombos there does put us down on magic a little bit, so we do have to make sure we hit most of these rod shots.
Mm-hmm. Good accuracy so far.
Alright, that should do it.
Yep, that'll do just fine.
Easy. That'll be dungeon number 3. Well, technically 4, because Taelin has done Egg Tower.
Yeah.
Green Pendant.
Green Pendant.
Well, that's never getting turned in.
If we have to cash in Green Pendant in an Invertacrismizer seed, there's sure is a seed, all right.
Yeah. I think there was, what was it? Was it the Invertacrismizer async where there were 2 hook shots in GT, and then one on Zora and one in Zelda's cell?
Oh, jeez. That one was that the qualifier?
I think so.
I don't remember the qualifier for it.
It was either the qualifier or some async I did around that time for another server, but yeah, it was unpleasant.
Yeah, despite there being 4 of everything, sometimes the game can just be really mean about not giving them to you.
Sure can. Alright, gonna get a Light World sweep from Taelin here, see if we can pick up some more items. Like a flute.
It's a pretty good find. Taelin getting a couple extra bombs there in the bushes. And what do we dig up? 4th sword.
Sure.
Why not?
That $20. Don't need that. Probably.
Hopefully.
Don't need another shovel either.
Lanabean's Agaphite down.
Lana debating whether or not she wants to do Hyrule Castle here, and is gonna go for it.
Yeah. I think if you're gonna do castle and inverted, like, and you've just dropped in from the Agaphite, like,
This is the time.
That's your time to do it. Yeah.
Hey,
Ooh.
and that could be worth it.
That's our first mirror. Yeah, it could be very much worth it.
Triforce piece number 2.
Triangle.
We are keeping track of those on the tracker as well.
Good.
And there's 3. All right, mitts.
That's Taelin's mitt, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of hookshot in the cell.
See, Taelin, you would have been in go mode already if you decided to do Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, those are some big items.
Well, or you could just get one, a mirror and blind sight.
That works too.
So
You know,
Taelin just hunting a hookshot now, and maybe a Quake. We don't know for sure, but
Yeah. Lanabean has yet to come up with any medallions. And a free red potion to complete the bottle collection.
going. All right, Taelin's gonna go finish off Helm of Sword this time.
Now equip with a hammer, make the fight much easier. Lena's got her ether.
So we'll see.
I forgot.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've forgotten what day it is. Apparently, I have another game to go play, so I will have to leave you here.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Adalor, for at least stopping by for a little bit. Lana finding a bug net, which is very exciting. Oh, very nice swag net. Alright, let's see where Taelin goes. Probably Ice Palace, right? Oh no, gonna do Mire Desert first. Okay. So if that hook I mean, if depending on where the other hook shots are, Taelin could be left looking for that for quite a while. But Lana also needs to get a hammer. And a flute. Double blue cane cave, my favorite. Oh, that's an Argus. Can't beat that one. So Taelin gonna have to leave Mire for now. So Lana's gonna head over into Eastern, so this will get Lana her hammer finally. So then Lana will only be a flute away from go mode, while Taelin is a hookshot away. Oh, there's Quake, so that removes that possibility of needing to find one of those. So Taelin has to hope there's another hookshot on the way, because I don't think Taelin's going back to Hyrule Castle anytime soon with every dungeon other than Swamp clearable at the moment. Taelin have a cape? Taelin does not have a cape. I'm not sure where Lana picked that up. Let's see, desert is a crystal. I guess it's possible that Swamp Palace could also be our last pendant, and then Taelin might end up going into GT hunting for a hookshot instead. Helmosaur taken down, and that is the second Helmosaur, so we don't have to worry about an annoying Helmosaur at Moldorm 2. And there's mushroom number 4. We got them all. I know, it's impressive, right? It's not often you see mushroom percent. Alright, Taelin, where are you going now? Ice Palace? Probably do Ice Palace and go up the mountain. Maybe not Ice Palace. I would think if you were going to Ice Palace, you would just save and quit, but... what do I know? We'll check Bombo's tablet. I suppose. Maybe Taelin will make the hookless swamp dive. I know he's a fan. He's thinking about it. He was thinking about it, and he's like, man, what would Gilgamesh want me to do right now? He knows. Lana knocking out the Pod Eastern double here. Oh, he's not doing it. Boo! Boo! We're gonna have to have words after this. Yeah, get your junk in Mini Moldorm Cave. Nice bonk. So we'll get to see one or two more items in Ice Palace here, I think, that Lana was not able to check when she dipped this earlier. Taelin certainly will have an easier time having the cane. Although, maybe not. Oh, Atomizer. It's like it never happened. Lana about to fight this. Lana is... Lana also has to be very careful. Oh, I guess with Butter Sword this is less precarious. As I say, the magic count was a little low, but with Butter Sword it's not too bad. This room sucks. Alright, let's see where Lana heads to now. Might just go right back to Ice Palace as well. Or something else. Oh, might just be going to Kakariko. Lana does not have a flute yet, but Lana will be getting a flute very shortly here if she's headed north to Kakariko. But this looks like desert. Or swamp? Oh, and Taelin finds Go Mode Hookshot in Ice Palace. So there it is. 50, just shy of 55 minutes. What are you open chests for? You don't need anything. Lana is doing the play that I wanted Taelin to make. Oh wait, no, Lana has hook shots. This actually makes sense. Ignore me. So the only thing left at this point is just to make sure you don't die. I don't remember if any of the bottles that Taelin picked up had potions in it, but grabbing a fairy as a little safety there. With red mail, most of what we have to do shouldn't be too bad. Obviously the GT climb, well, or blind can get a little spicy. Hey, a moon pearl. Neat. Just gotta do some dungeon cleanup now on Taelin's side. 4 more to go before we hit GT. Maybe we'll get some fun enemizer rooms here along the way. One can hope. Taelin's stocking up on fairies. Lana heading into the boss of Swamp, which I didn't catch. So, but we have everything we need. Landmo, easy, easy. All right, Lana just needs to head over to Cave 45 now. These two are not that far apart at this moment, but Lana just needs to head to K45 and grab that flute. I don't think there's a button for quarter magic on here, no. But unfortunately, Lana heading over to the dungeons first, which Makes sense. I mean, I guess... Wait, we don't need Flute, right? Because you can just mirror into Mire. I guess you don't need Flute. Flute's for suckers. I suppose Lana's also in Go mode, then. Barring Quake being something. Yo, that chain chomp is out of control. Oh, and there's a Quake on Lana's side, so no longer an issue. And Lana will also pick up that Flute once she decides to do Mire after Desert here. So Lana's behind by about a dungeon or so, a Desert clear. She still has to do Ice Palace, but Taelin also has to do Swamp and Go mode. Those are both pretty equivalent. Lana decides to do Cutscene Chest right away, though, and Mire will save a little time over Taelin. Or not, because Cutscene Chest was not the answer. If Lana decides to go right side first, somehow. I gotta say, so far the Enemizer part of the seed has not been all that Enemizer-y. Very few crystal rollers. Lana's still using bomb strats on Helma despite having hammer. I like it. So Lana, I suspect, will be jumping into Mire here next. Actually, I guess we don't know that TR is our last pendant. We don't know what hair is yet. Pretty easy Argus fight. Lana about to do Mire here. We'll see. Lana gets that big key a little bit sooner than Taelin. That would save some time. Lana needs to do a little bit of catch up here, but not a ton. I suppose while there's a little bit of a lull here, I'll do the follow your runners thing in chat. Give them a follow. Do the thing. On to finally picking up some half magic. Hey, there's the flute. Lana... Oh, not gonna do cutscene chests. So if Lana goes over to the right side here, this is gonna get back a little bit of time for versus Taelin. Nice rail clip. I gotta learn how to do that. I don't know if Lana thought she had the big key. Regardless, this is going to work out for her because did not need to do tile room, so... Going to be approximately a Go Mode Ice Palace behind at this point. But hey, all it takes is one Ice Trinex to throw things for a loop, so we'll see what happens. Alright, Taelin just gotta head up the mountain, knock out TR and Harrow, which should both be very quick. Well, I suppose it depends on where TR decides to put the big key. Ice Rod on Argus. Nice. So we're gonna cross our fingers here. Hope we see, or Taelin's gonna hope there is a big key on Laser Bridge. There is not. So we will continue. There it is. All right. relatively painless. Let's see who we got in TR today. Moldo Worm. Also, I will give props to Lanabean for successfully doing the CAC skip. Lana did not hit CAC at all this seed, and did not need to. Also, we haven't seen any Wall Masters yet either. What kind of Enemizer is this? Oh, this is gonna be annoying. You're just gonna have to knock that guy down. Can't believe Taelin is not fluffing that chest to check for the last Triforce piece. Very disappointing. Alright, this is Lana's opportunity to catch up if Taelin... Oh, let's say if Taelin fails Harapot for the next 5 minutes. This is gonna be a Vitreous, right? Yeah. I have no clue what the red crystals are. Don't care. Oh, Taelin doesn't have a cape yet. Interesting. It's like, what is this strategy here? And that is almost all dungeons. We still have one tower left. Alright, cross your fingers for the big key behind Ice Trinex. Let's get some trolley rooms in here. What is going on? What is that sprite? Oh, come on! Boo this game! Well, fine. Alright, our only hope is for some nasty rooms up at the top here. Alright, Lana taking down Turtle Rock. Just needs to do a quick Hera. Alright, Taelin opting not to refill here. What do we got up on the climb? Some Helmosaurs. Uh-oh, we are camera unlocked. How did that happen? Relatively tame gauntlet so far. Randomizer gauntlets tend not to be so bad, though. Also, with quarter magic and stuff, you can always just spam bombos or whatever. Vanilla Landmo. Nice Hera pot set up by Lana. You know, this is a Bombos room. Or a Silver's room, whatever. Make a liar out of me. Alright, Lana takes down Vitreous. That is the final dungeon for Lana. Just needs to do a quick save and quit. Ah, here we go. See, now this is what you want to see. You want to see the spike ball in the torch room. This is where the fun starts. Oh, you're not gonna make it out of there in time, Taelin. You're gonna have to restart this. Alright, Lana will be getting the big key shortly here. I'm pretty sure Taelin has another fairy. But with quarter magic, we can also just play it absurdly safe. Alright, making it through. Took a little finagling, but managed. Alright, what do we got up here? Just some shadows. Taelin does need to be... again, I think Taelin's got another fairy, so probably not a huge issue here. Oh, Taelin, you need another key. Taelin, you need another key. You have to go back. You have to go kill the enemies in that room. Maybe there's a key in this chest. Nope. And this is giving Lana a chance to make up a little bit of ground here. That Pengator is invincible. Alright, what are we going to have at Moldorm 2? This is going to be another Vitreous probably, right? Oh, a moth. Okay, we haven't seen a moth yet. Pretty easy, though. Nothing too crazy here. Taelin deciding to try to burn the chest down. As Lana makes her way through the gauntlet. Kate makes navigating that room pretty easy. Honestly, aside from that torch room spike ball, the Enemizer aspect of the seed was extremely friendly. Pretty nice Aga patterns here. It's got a drop in on cannon. This is a good time for Invertacris seed, right? Like, I mean, I know it's a ludicrous seed, quote unquote, but like 120 for this is still pretty good, I think. See how Lana deals with this torch room. And that'll do it. Just gotta cross that barrier. And that is a win for Taelin. Official time of 121:33. GG. Go ahead and let Lana finish this out here. Yes. Agreed. I will say, neither player found all 4 Triforce pieces, so I'm pretty sure that that means that this race is invalidated, but we'll have to check with the admins. Just got a quick Ganon fight here. And then we'll see if we can get our racers in the chat. Oh, Taelin's already here. Taelin, I didn't invite you yet. Also, your headphones aren't working. Or your microphone is muted or something. On phase 3 here. A couple more pokes. A couple arrows. Should be all set.
Hey, buddy.
Hey! Hold on, we're just let Lana finish up Ganon here.
Copy that.
Almost at the triple. Very nice. Very close. Oh, no! Oh. Did we have a fairy? No! That's a bummer. Heck! Well, at least the fight's still quick. Getting in this mode, still a little tricky. 6 hearts, you gotta be careful. Can't take too many fire bats. I would say just, quarter magic. Use your invincibility items. There we go. Alright. GG's, Lana. Time of a 1:26.18, crossing the finish line. Okay, Taelin, you were allowed to talk now.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
That's all right.
So, was that the nicest Invertacrismizer seed you've ever played?
It's pretty close. It's not my fastest time ever, but it's close.
Because let me tell you how upset I was that there wasn't more trolly stuff in that seed.
It was pretty free.
Where were all the wall masters? No wall masters.
Master Pod? There was a wall master in Pod.
I didn't see it. All right, Lana's here too. Hello, Lana. GG's.
GG, Lana.
Thank you, GG's.
All right, I'll ask you the same question, Lana. Was that the nicest Invertacrismizer? We'll ignore the first 15 minutes or so, but otherwise, one of the nicer Invertacrismizer seeds.
There was a wall master in Pod.
Oh, I didn't see it. All right, Lana's here too. Hello.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I failed hard in the first 25 minutes to seed, but it's fine. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely happen with, you only have 6 hearts, you only have green mail. Stuff does a lot of damage. You don't get a lot of leeway.
Yeah, I think it was a dumb decision to not proceed into Thieves' Town and just leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
also
that's...
dumb to die.
Yeah, that's... I mean, honestly, that's basically the difference in this seed, I think. Because, I mean, we'll pretend that you beat Ganon the first time. There was only... you were only behind by 2.5 minutes or so, and most of that was the Ice Palace dip that you did early on. Because Taelin found that lamp and did Aga, which turned out to be your Light World access before doing that. So that was really the major difference there.
Yeah, it makes sense. There was not a whole lot in the seed for you to check. It was like ice or dip into further into Thieves. So I was like, whatever, let's go ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really worried about that too, because I got up to the mountain because I had the lamp, and I'm like, well, I screwed up Helmassar, which was super frustrating because I had silvers, and I'm like, I've got 6 bombs, I can do this, and I janked 2 of my bombs. I'm like, nope,
I know
never
that
mind.
last
Gotta
one
leave
was
now.
That last one was so painful. The bounce.
I was like, man, it was so stupid. And so I'm like, well, I've got the lamp, and I went all the way through Thieves. I've got to push the lamp, and just went up the mountain. I'm like, okay, I have everything to beat Aga. This is just how we're going to do it. And if Hammers and Pod, then rip.
No hammer and pod. I mean, there was really no tricky items to see. I mean, I guess the hook shot was the closest thing. But, so, here's the thing. Here's a funny story. Taelin, you did not decide to do Hyrule Castle upon beating Aga. Lana did. There was a hook shot in Zelda's cell.
Of course there was a hook shot in bloody Zelda cell.
Also, there was a mirror in the first chest of escape, so you could have been in go mode
God.
right after hitting Dark World.
That's so frustrating. Yeah, because I hit Dark World, and I only needed 3 things. So I'm like, well, push the dungeon so you can knock out. And so I did that. and I finally did Kakariko.
That makes that makes sense. And then Lana, I think Hammer was your go mode.
Yeah, I think Hammer was official go mode.
Wow. Yeah, I got my hammer because as soon as I did Aga, I did Uncle, just because, and then I ran right to Eastern. And my hammer, there's my hammer. It's like, let's go.
I skipped Uncle. I always get that check in these inverted.
It didn't have anything.
But yeah, I pretty much went like Sashore and then straight in ice cave and then swam up north to Eastern. So
yeah, I will say, Lana, very nice cack skip.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, nothing there except a bloody mirror. I got the mirror and felt like a genius. I'm like, sweet, I put this off until the perfect time, and then I think I got the mirror at like 39 minutes, and then I finally got my hook at like 55. I was like, that was a very aggravating 16 minutes because I'm panicking. Like, where's this freaking hook again?
Right, hook shot and ice rod tend to be the two most trolly things.
Yeah, no, you guys got a bunch of ice rods this seed. There was
I thought we found them all.
There was a few items that, I mean, we found all 4 mushrooms.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Gilga's gonna love that.
I will say, and I was keeping track, nobody found all 4 Triforce pieces.
Oh, I got 3.
You did get 3.
Damn.
I got one, saw one, and pretty much ignored the second one.
The other 2 were in Cackwell, I believe.
Yep.
Nice. I got a couple of plug nets. I was happy.
Yeah, I got 2 out of Cackwell. I'm like, Mike, really?
I love the 2 burners out of
Waterfall Cave. Yeah, that was a good one.
2 bug nets out of Mini Moldor. That was exciting.
Oh yeah, I got that one. Didn't touch anything out of Eastern. I'm like, well, I'm missing Quake, but I have messed around. I got destroyed in the seed, so better go mode everything and found Quake anyway in Desert.
Yeah, I mean, you really only need 1 medallion for inverted anyway, and you knew that it was Meyer was Ether, so.
Yeah, that TR big key was pretty nice.
Sure was. I was waiting for you have to go all the way up top, but nope, it was pretty early. And then the GT big key was right there too. I was crossing my fingers for a nice Trinex, you know.
Yeah, you would.
Why you gotta be like that?
Yeah, no kidding, man.
I mean, the enemizer aspect of this seed was, I mean, other than the Spike Ball and Tortrum and GT, I don't think there was any particular super trolly rooms this seed.
That, and I forgot the key upstairs. I'm like, that's how I lose it right there. Man, that was an embarrassing second half of GT.
Yeah, you were definitely giving Lana back some time in that climb.
Oh my god. Clear rate under 100, I still lose.
Oh my gosh. Wow, do you really? That's amazing.
95. Yeah, I messed up so hard in the first 20 to 30 minutes to seed. I lost so much time going into Thieves multiple times.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of time.
You took a couple unfortunate deaths early that was just... It definitely set you back in ways that were hard to recover from, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, if I find Lamp early on, I finished 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Sure. I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all.
Without those early deaths, I think Lana crushes the seed because after going to Hyrule Castle after beating Aga, that's go mode basically, and forget it.
Yeah, it was just one of those things that I just wanted to knock out dungeons that I had to do in game, and I was like, I've got to, and especially in this mode, but Ludicrous Speed in general, you've just got to pick stuff to skip. You just have to, and then hope you run into what you need. And so for me, it was just Hyrule Castle. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing that in North Hyrule. I'm just going to skip them. I skipped CAC for a long time until I just had to. But yeah, that would have been actually, I'd have got destroyed.
I have one other question for you, Taelin.
Yes, sir.
After you beat Desert and you did Bombo's tablet and you did the dam, were you thinking about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
thinking about what?
Going into Hookless Swamp.
I have a history of doing Hookless Swamp on a whim.
Because I thought you were just going to flute away from Agina's cave, and then I saw you dashing over, and then you did Bombo's tablet. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then I saw you dashing over again. I was like, oh, he's going to do it! He's going to do it! And then you faked me out.
Yeah, I did. I faded you twice now. During the Alt Dungeons tournament, like 3 different seeds, the Hookless Swamp thing bailed me out. It was ridiculous how often that thing paid off.
Where was the other hook shot?
I only got the one on Ice Palace. I don't know where the other ones
Yeah,
are.
there was
never...
one in right side of Ice Palace, in
Okay.
the block room, the hammer, the one that you have to hammer the heads and lift the block.
I got
Atrium.
it. Yeah, by the time I went to ice, I was already go modding everything, so
Right.
I pretty much ignored everything I couldn't get without hammer.
Yeah, so I never saw another lamp. I never saw another hammer.
Yeah,
I saw
think that
like
was the only
3
lamp.
capes in GT.
I found one other hammer in the back of Swamp. Hammer lock.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Diver Down Room, I think, had another
At the time,
hammer.
I had no half magic, no quarter magic, and the blue mail, I think. So I was like, I'm gonna loot these Diver Down chests.
Yeah, quarter magic for me, I think, was TR.
That sounds right. Yeah, yeah.
Something
Lana,
like that,
you were
yeah.
a little longer to get to the mail upgrades too, so that definitely contributed to some of the earlier troubles you had.
I think it was just stupidity. I should have dug thieves down the safer bet instead of going into ice and then not having magic. Then going to pod and not finding anything there.
Yeah, I think the pod play was fine. I mean, I liked the pod play. There just happened to not be anything there, but
Yeah, that pod was rough.
yeah, some pendant pod, huh?
Yeah, get wrecked. yeah, but I mean, it's easy to look at it. If I had done this in the beginning, I mean, if I'd have done Hyrule Castle, and as soon as I got into Dark World, this is a much different seed too. So
yeah,
exactly. you pick the things that you have to skip, and then you just roll with it, and then you get up next time.
Exactly, and pretty much when I found the hookshot and here, I'm like, okay, I'm really close. What do I do? And I decided to do Sash Roll before Easter, which got me like nothing, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything there.
2 bug nets, come on.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, well, I mean, your mitts if you needed them.
Oh, I did. That's right. Mitts were down there. Okay.
Yeah, mitts were in Mini Moldarm too.
That's right. I was like, I'm going to have to get mitts off of Bumper, aren't I? Nope, guess no.
Yeah, no, I got my mitts out of CAC. CAC had mitts in mirror. That's all it had for me.
Oh, nice. Kakariko seems to have so little in this month.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if I have dungeons to clear, I'll happily skip it. But I've also done Ludicrous Speed and gotten Go Mode or gotten Light World access in Hype Cave. So you're like, well, yeah, we're going to Kakariko.
Yeah.
So, Lana, you get dibs on the next one you want.
I have no idea. Maybe this again, because it's one of the ones I can do.
Yes! Let's do it.
This one again.
Pot hunt.
No, I can't track Pot Hunt. It's really hard.
That's the thing about Pot Hunt is you don't need to track. You just check all the entrances and you clear what you can, and then you never go back.
Magna Ant is going to absolutely grill me in that mode on Saturday.
I will get destroyed in it as well, but it'll be fun.
He's so good at cross keys type stuff. But yeah, I love True Pot Hunt. I love Invertacrismizer, but True Pot Hunt is the absolute cream of the crop.
We don't show favoritism here. They're all
Okay.
5 modes are great. Just
Okay.
one of them is greater than the others.
Right? No, why is that there? It's not that great. Sorry. Just going to go out there and say it.
Wow. Throwing shade.
Yep. Is this even randomized? Perfectly fine. And Tribroja? Love it. Why is that there? Meh.
That's fairly vanilla, but it's okay.
Yeah. So, all right, Lana, we'll talk tomorrow, and you can throw a date at me, and we'll knock another one out.
I'm available over the next 3 days. You give me a time, we'll do it.
Alrighty. Well,
sounds great.
Thank you both for letting me restream.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
This was fun.
It was fun. Thank you for the restream. I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm gonna hopefully try to pick up some more restreams over the next few days. I know there's a lot of good stuff happening. I don't know how much time I have, but if I have time, I'm gonna try to pick up 1 or 2. So
I'll commentate with you. Let me know.
Sure. Yeah, I will keep you posted.
Yeah, same here, buddy.
All right. That's going to do it for me here tonight. Thank you again. Thank you, chat, for hanging out. Thank you, Adalor, for popping in for 15 minutes or so to calm with me before you had to leave for a race. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and raid someone. Let's see who is streaming. Josh Bittner is streaming. Let's go troll Josh. Right. All right. Yep. Thanks again. Everyone have a good night. And I'll see you probably sometime this weekend.
Thanks again.